the county board, the October county board meeting to order. And then we will stand for an invocation, a moment of silence. And we are going to begin, if we could stand up. I do want to take a moment of silence today for the recent passing of two community servants who had dedicated themselves to the betterment of McLean County. Ryan Whitehouse passed a few weeks ago, and more recently we had Luke Shermalaw with the BEC pass. He will have a visitation. Luke will have his visitation tomorrow from 4 to 7 p.m. But if we can take a moment of silence for our lost members. Thank you. And I'll turn it over to Member Lehman for the invocation.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Upon honoring Indigenous Peoples Day on Monday, let us take an opportunity to hear the land acknowledgement for McLean County, found on the McLean County Museum of History page that was drafted in collaboration with the Kickapoo Tribe in Kansas and Nicole Boyd, Director of the Native American House at UIUC. We would like to acknowledge that the land we call McLean County is the ancestral land of many Native groups, beginning with the Paleo Indians 12,000 years ago, and most recently Algonquin-speaking groups, including the Kickapoo, who were forced west from this area in the 1830s. Other groups in this area include, but are not limited to, the Peoria, Kaskaskia, Piankashaw, Wea, Miami, Mascoutin, Odawa, Sauk, Kickapoo, Meskwaki, Lenape, Potawatomi, Ojibwa, Chickasaw nations. These lands were and are the traditional territory of these Native nations prior to their forced removal, and these lands continue to carry on the stories of these nations and their struggles for survival and identity. May we now take a moment of silence to reflect on and honor those who are on this land before us here today. Thank you.
Now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, if you can call the roll.
Buck Farley.
Here.
William John Frederick.
Present.
Eric Hansen.
Present.
Val Lehman.
Present.
Brian Leffler. Mike O'Neill. Absent. Adam Reeves. Jim Rogal.
Here.
Natalie Roseman Mendoza.
Present.
Jeff Tompkins.
Here.
Andy Zebarth.
Here.
Crystal Abel. Brian Bangert.
Here.
Corey Byrne is absent. Beverly Bell.
Present.
Mark Cause.
Present.
Leah Klein.
Present.
Alex Duffy.
Present.
Sean Fagan.
Here.
Elizabeth Johnston.
Here. And we do have a quorum. So having conducted the opening roll call and declared a quorum is physically present, I would like to inform the board that Member Abel has requested to participate remotely under the County Board Rule 2020 and in accordance with the Open Meetings Act. Notice was received from Member Abel in accordance with our rules. Per Board Rule 2020, Member Abel will be authorized to attend the meeting electronically if a motion to approve the member's electronic attendance is made, seconded, and adopted by a majority of the members of the board. May I have a motion to approve Member Abel's attendance? Motion by Member Fagan, second by Member Farley. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes, and the record will show that Member Abel is present for the meeting. All right. Moving on, item number 5, appearance by members of the public and county employees. We have one member who, or one person who has requested to speak. If he would come to the board or up to the podium. Member Lord, or sorry, Member Lord. Mr. Lord, if you would join us, you will have 3 minutes at the podium.
Thank you. My name is Jeff Lord. I live at 1105 Pine Meadows Court in Norman. I recently retired after serving 40 years in the banking industry. The last 33 years of that was the National Bank Examiner for the Office of the Comptroller of Currency. I now have time. So I saw the County Finance Committee was having a meeting to go over the budget. Well, that's kind of like in my wheelhouse with banking, finance, accounting, and economics. So I went to the meeting here last week. Well, as it went on, I was pretty much surprised to learn that the 2024 audit had not been completed. The external audit firm of Clifton, Wolf and Allen, CLA, was charging extra fees. Federal and state funds were frozen, and the county treasurer was saying she was not allowed to transfer the tax collectors to agencies until the audit is completed and approved. You know, that got my attention as an acting. Of course, I've been looking for the budget. For my instincts, I just immediately went to, this is a significant concern and weakness. There are direct consequences for untimely completion, and I did not understand why the board has not taken corrective action. In addition, I was somewhat surprised I had not heard of this issue in any of the local media. So I took a look at the previous dates and audits. I went back to the year end December 2018, and when the audit was completed. You go up to 2021, all were completed roughly in May. Now we're beginning with year end 22, the date of completion, and each subsequent year has linked that. First was June 28th of 23, then August 1st of 24, and now for year end 24, it's October 10th of 25. That is a trend going in the wrong direction. In fact, you could probably make a case, using back in examination terms, that is now a pattern of practice. From what I learned at last week's finance committee, this blatant cause harm to the county and to the taxpayers in McLean County. With funds frozen and tax collections not dispersed, this is not allowed for the investment of these funds, meaning earning interest income has been lost. This cannot be made up. Those dollars are left on the table due to lack of time on this. This is a serious concern which needs full attention. How to reverse this negative trend, I do not know. Unlike a bank, I do not know enough about the day-to-day operations of the county or the county board at this point to offer any substantive corrective actions. However, I thought it was necessary to bring this matter to your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Lord. Moving on, item number 6, this is presentation. We have CareerLink. We have Mr. David Taylor, so I'm going to ask him to come up. I did want to highlight this program in particular. CareerLink is part of the Local Workforce Investment Area 15 under the Federal Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. As the chair, I do serve on this committee to oversee the implementation of federal grant money to improve workforce outcomes for adults, dislocated workers, and youth. The impact of this investment within our community has been unrecognized for too long, I believe. And so I have asked Mr. Taylor here to talk a little bit about, he is in charge of performance measures. So you have 2 packets in front of you. One of them is his performance report, and the other one was a slideshow that I was given as a new member, highlighting the program itself, contact information, and the overview, the scope of what they do. So thank you, Mr. Taylor, for being here. I appreciate you making your way to Bloomington tonight to share some information with us. And I'll turn it over to you.
Good evening, everybody. I feel like I've come home. I started my career with CareerLink a block away in that big building. And 38 years ago, doesn't seem, where does it go? Where does the time go? So I have a master's degree in counseling. I've worked for CareerLink for 38 years. As I said, I started here in the Bloomington office teaching job search workshops to low-income folks. And when a position opened up for a youth counselor in Tazewell County, I went to Pekin, and I've been to Pekin ever since. Spent 33 years as a counselor and a therapist in the CareerLink social service system. 4 years ago, our director, Mr. Steve Martin, yep, he's as funny as the name is, asked me to take on the role of what we call a performance manager. And so now I'm responsible for training all the counselors in all of our 8 county areas. We cover McLean County, Peoria County, Tazewell, Mason, Fulton, Marshall, and Stark, and Woodford. So 8 counties, and we have offices in 7 of those, so a large territory here in central Illinois. Today, Ms. Johnson is wanting to increase awareness to our program. We thank you for that, and I've submitted a report to you to kind of summarize some of our performance, a 3-page handout there. The first page begins with the facts about our adult participants. For those of you who don't know, CareerLink administers the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act. When it comes to adults, we're serving low-income adults. I'd say 90% of our low-income adults are SNAP recipients, to kind of give you an idea of what that population looks like. Examples of the training that we're putting these young adults into, or these adults into, are things like welding and nursing and truck driving. We train a whole lot of nurses. I think we had 61 graduate in May, so it's a lot of nurses here in central Illinois. You can see from my report, and this was presented to our board last month, 86% of our adult customers earned an industry-recognized credential. That included 32 associate degrees and 25 bachelor's degrees. 61 of the adults who exited our system in PY23 became nurses. 91% found good-paying work that allowed them to exceed our negotiated goals. Unlike a lot of federal programs, we have very strict standards for our funding. In order to receive the funding, you have to prove that it's going to the customer, that it's changing lives. Our goal is to move people really from poverty to middle class. And it's an exciting job to have, to watch people's lives transformed by that. Seeing a lot of single moms coming in with the persistence to change their life is very rewarding. Challenging for counselors to help people make that journey, but very rewarding when we do. In the fun facts section there, you can see that I tried to highlight a couple of those stories for you. And if you look at the 3rd page in the handout, you can read 5 points that I highlighted that are specific to McLean County. We had 19 adults graduate from McLean County in PY23. 16 of the 19 earned a college degree. 13 became nurses. Their cumulative earnings that year in their first year of work was $745,000. That's an average about $40,000 in their first year of work. 2 of them earned $80,000 in the first year. So imagine for a family going from food stamps to $80,000 as a result typically of a couple of years of work at Heartland Community College. I think this shows that investing tax dollars in job training programs is good for us all. With in-demand job skills, our participants are able to get good-paying jobs. This makes life better for themselves, for their families, certainly for our communities, and boy, do business people love it. When people can afford to buy a washing machine and a car, and when people are working, just life is better for all of us. The second category of participants we help with WIOA funds are dislocated workers. These are individuals who are laid off when a business closes or when a company reduces their workforce. If their jobs are classified by the government as being low in demand, employees could qualify for federal WIOA grant money to retrain in a new profession. Your handout highlights 11 who completed training in this cohort. 91% earned a credential, and all of them took paying jobs that exceeded our expectations. The fun fact includes an example from Tazewell County, and page 3 highlights 2 who reside here in McLean County. As we all know, the job market post-COVID has been strong the last few years. We've not seen a lot of big major business closures, unlike our neighbors to the north when John Deere significantly downsized, but we've been blessed with good employment in our area. However, this year we've seen an uptick of businesses that are closing and people are laying off. A lot of workers right now are scared. They're hunkering down. They're not changing jobs like they have, and so the available openings is greatly diminished, and we're seeing more people calling us up saying, I'm thinking I need to retrain. I'm thinking I need to go back to school. The second page of our handout highlights the success we saw with our youth clients. Youth are defined as 16 to 24. They're all from low-income households and/or they have barriers to success, such as being basic skills deficient, which is someone reading and doing math below the 9th grade level. We have programs in high schools here in McLean County. We are also funding GED and alternative school programs to make sure youth earn basic skills and develop career plans and pathways. We fund youth to attend college programs that lead to high-growth jobs. In the fun section shows you a youth graduate from Stark County. And again, the third page highlights the facts about our McLean County participants. We were pleased that 42 out of 46 here in McLean County earned a credential, and all but 3 were working and/or in college 1 year after finishing their training with CareerLink. I'd be happy to entertain any questions about the performance statistics. As you think about that, let me say that our office here in McLean County is located at 705 East Lincoln Street in Normal. That's 3 blocks east of Mulberry School. Some will know our building as the former Soldiers and Sailors Home. Our office there has a fully staffed resource center that's open to the public Monday through Friday. Anyone regardless of income can seek guidance regarding education, training, and/or employment. For those who qualify, we also have WIOA funds available to help individuals get job skills and credentials that lead to high-growth paying occupations. The CareerLink website will highlight for you all of our programs and services. And what students want to see is the list of the training providers we work with and what programs that we fund here in McLean County. Heartland Community College is one of our big providers. ISU is also a big provider, and we fund dozens of programs, not just nursing, at Heartland and at ISU. And we have quite a few students here in McLean County who travel south to Springfield to attend schools, or they go west to Peoria to attend schools over there. Here in McLean County, we're fortunate to have 2 highly experienced career planners to help customers explore training opportunities, help them navigate training. We also fund low-income folks and dislocated workers in those trainings. We are very blessed to have a board that believes in training people. Our board uniquely allows each one of our customers to receive up to $22,000 in grant money. That's free money that they do not have to pay back. What's also really cool about our board compared to other boards in Illinois, our board has said that our customers can keep their federal Pell Grant money. And so what that typically means is we're paying their tuition, books, and fees. They're pocketing their Pell Grant money to eat and pay their rent with. We pay their travel and their child care costs. And that means 80% of our community college graduates graduate with no student loan debt, which really gives them an upper edge in climbing out of poverty. I know so many college graduates who are in debt to $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 a year, and most of my clients have no debt when they come out of school. Our clients attend community colleges as well as public universities and private universities, and it is really great when you get a call from a former client who says, I've moved out of Section 8 housing, and I'm putting a down payment down on my first home. It's really amazing to watch people with persistence and hard work climb out of that hole and get into the middle class. So I thank you for an opportunity to speak tonight. I'd welcome any questions you have about job training here in Central Illinois.
Any questions from the board for Mr. Taylor? Seeing none, Ms. Taylor, thank you for coming, thank you for presenting, and for everything that you do for Central Illinois. Thank you so much.
Send us some more clients. We're a little nervous about the shutdown going on right now. We have funds to last another 2 weeks or so. There's a possibility if the shutdown does not get settled, we're a federal program, that we'll have to begin laying off our staff. I'm determined to do everything we can to continue to fund our clients, even if we have to send our employees home. We're going to try to keep those people in school. And that's how we make the world better. So thanks
Thank you.
again.
Thank you so much. All right, moving on to item number 7, that is the consent agenda. May I have a motion? Motion by Member Hanson, second by Member Duffy. Any comments or questions on the consent agenda? One thing I do want to highlight in the agenda is we are approving, and this is under the Executive Committee, we are approving a second round of behavioral health provider training through the Shared Sales Tax Agreement. DBT is one of our premier trainings for clients who have intensive needs to teach them skills for self-regulation and interpersonal effectiveness. As professional development is one of the current priorities of the Behavioral Health Action Plan, I am pleased to see this training being offered because we have seen such successful participation that is currently going on right now with the EMDR training. And so this will give the providers a wider skill set that will be more impactful to support the growth and development of our community members, but also a way to take care of themselves. And so that is my one comment on the consent agenda. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor of item 7, the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item, we have 3 different resolutions, and so I will call them up one by one. The first item under 7H1 is the Cybersecurity Proclamation, and I will turn that over to Mr. Farley.
McLean County Board Proclamation, Support of National Cybersecurity Awareness Month 2025. Whereas the County Board of McLean County, Illinois recognizes that it has a vital role in identifying, protecting its citizens from, and responding to cybersecurity threats that may have significant impact to our individual and collective safety and privacy. And whereas critical infrastructure sectors are increasingly reliant on information systems and technology to support financial services, energy, elections, telecommunications, transportation, utilities, healthcare, and emergency response systems. And whereas cybersecurity education and awareness is crucial for everyone, including large corporations, small businesses, schools, government agencies, the home user, and anyone who connects to the internet. And whereas monitoring accounts, being conscientious of what is shared online, keeping computer software up to date, creating unique passwords and changing them regularly, installing antivirus programs and firewalls, engaging in cybersecurity training, and using mobile devices safely are ways to protect oneself from phishing, viruses, malware, and loss of sensitive data. And whereas the 2025 theme for Cybersecurity Awareness Month is Building a Cyber Strong America and is implemented through a coalition of private companies, nonprofit, government organizations, and academic institutions working together to increase the public's understanding of cyber threats and empowering Americans to be safer and more secure online. And whereas the National Institute and Standard of Technology Cybersecurity Workforce Framework has been developed as a free resource to help organizations, both large and small, public and private, improve their cybersecurity practices through a practical approach to addressing the ever-evolving cybersecurity threats and challenges. And whereas maintaining the security of cyberspace is a shared responsibility in which each citizen has a critical role to play, and awareness for computer security essentials will improve the security of McLean County government's information, infrastructure, and economy. And whereas the federal government of the United States of America, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the Multi-State Information Sharing and Analysis Center, the Association of State Chief Information Officers, and the National Cybersecurity Alliance all recognize October as National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and all citizens are encouraged to visit these websites along with the Secure Our World to learn about cybersecurity, to put that knowledge into practice in their homes, schools, workplaces, and businesses. And whereas Public Act 102-0753 of Illinois now requires annual government employee cybersecurity training each year. Now, therefore, the McLean County Board issues this proclamation that McLean County government is officially supporting National Cybersecurity Awareness Month on October of 2025, and resolves that county administration and the Office of Information Technology shall provide and conduct in the months of October and November 2025 cybersecurity training and education to be completed by all McLean County employees, elected officials, and regular users of the McLean County network before December 1st of 2025.
Thank you, Member Farley. Next up, we have item 7H2, and that is the GIS proclamation. Member Duffy.
Yeah, I'm also going to do it from here. So this is a proclamation on behalf of McLean County government in tandem with City of Bloomington, Town of Normal, Illinois State University, and Illinois Wesleyan University. Whereas the Local Geographic Information System, GIS, community, and the McLean County GIS Consortium are requesting that the date of November 19th, 2025 be recognized as GIS Day and the 13th anniversary of the McLean County GIS Consortium. Whereas geography has played a defining role in the settlement, history, and cultural heritage of our nation and humanity. Whereas an understanding of geospatial concepts is crucial to maintaining a balance between the wise use of Earth's natural resources, continued economic prosperity, and the general health and well-being of citizens. Whereas the management, use, and exchange of geographic information is essential for effective decision-making by all local agencies involved. Whereas GIS technology provides an efficient and effective means for managing geographic information. Whereas extensive efforts are underway in various public and private agencies and organizations throughout the United States and the world to develop, incorporate, and utilize GIS technology. Whereas there is a need to promote GIS awareness, education, and technical training among various groups to most appropriately and widely utilize this rapidly developing technology. Whereas the cooperation of the local participants for the last 30 years has resulted in a great benefit for the public good through the development of common GIS datasets and the applications that are maintained at the local level. Whereas the local GIS benefits the public by providing spatial data resources for more effective emergency management and faster response times through addressing and response zones, as well as the management of public assets such as streets, sewers, and water mains, ensuring the continued operation of vital infrastructure, property boundaries and subdivisions, regulatory zones such as zoning and historic districts, political boundaries such as wards and precincts, and natural features. Therefore, we, the undersigned, do hereby declare Wednesday, November 19th, 2025, as GIS Day and the 30th anniversary of the McLean County GIS Consortium.
Thank you. Last resolution that we have is item 7H3, the Sons of the American Revolution proclamation, and I will invite Member Tompkins up to the podium, but I believe you have some people here to present to.
Good afternoon, McLean County Board. I take great pleasure in presenting a resolution from the McLean County Board congratulating the Sons of the American Revolution, General Joseph Bartholomew Chapter, on their 50th anniversary. I have with me President of the Sons of the American Revolution Chapter, Jay Cummins, and Mr. Chuck Erickson, who holds a position of prominence in the organization, no doubt. Whereas the National Society of the Sons of the American Revolution was founded on April 30, 1889, and chartered by an act of Congress on 6 June, 1906, and whereas the National Society of the Sons of the American Revolution, throughout its history, has admitted more than 165,000 members and currently has over 30,000 members living in all 50 states and 23 foreign countries. And whereas the local General Joseph Bartholomew chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution Society was founded on October 21, 1975, through the efforts of key local leaders such as Dr. Robert Bone from Illinois State University and Mr. William Bill Anderson, McLean County Coroner from 1972 to 1992. And whereas for a half a century, the General Joseph Bartholomew chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution has endeavored to honor our Revolutionary War patriot ancestors by promoting patriotism, serving our communities, and educating and inspiring future generations about the founding principles of our country. And whereas the General Joseph Bartholomew chapter operates with special emphasis on student recognition, having recognized and honored over 500 high school students with the Outstanding Good Citizenship SAR Award and awarded over $32,000 in scholarships. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the McLean County Board congratulates the local chapter of the Sons of the American Revolution on their 50th anniversary, adopted by the McLean County Board on this 16th day of October, 2025. And Mr. Cummins, would you like to say a few words to our board?
Would just like to say thank you for making this proclamation for us. We are excited to celebrate 50 years. The mission of the organization is to serve our communities, provide education, and support the founding principles of our country. And this is an exciting year and an exciting upcoming year with the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So thank you very much. We appreciate this and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Mr. Erickson, would you like to make a remark? I'd like to present you with this
Yeah, I appreciate it.
resolution on behalf of the McLean County Board. Thank you, Mr. Cummins.
Thank you, Member Tompkins. We will move on to item 8, and that is the standing committees. So item 8A, I will turn over to Vice Chair Rogel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Executive Committee has no items to be presented for action, and our report will actually be printed in next month's unapproved minutes, so we don't have anything this
Nothing
month at
tonight.
all.
Thank you so much. Moving on, item 8B in Finance Committee, and I will turn that over to Member Lehman.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. The Finance Committee has 2 items to be presented for action this evening. Item number 8B1A is the request approval of an intergovernmental agreement between the County of McLean and Octavia Park District for temporary financial assistance, and I so move.
Thank you. May I have a second? Second by Member Leffler. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor of item 8B1A, say aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Back to you, Member Lehman.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. Item 8B1B is the request approval of a resolution transferring monies from the County General Fund to the PBC Lease Fund 0161 and the PBC Rent/O&M Fund 0162 for fiscal year 2025, and I so move.
Thank you. May I have a second? Second by Member Fagan. Comments or questions? Yes, Vice Chair Rogel.
So this was brought up in committee as well, but so the reason behind this, us needing to do this is what?
If you would like to share, you may.
Yes, so this is a request to be able to transfer monies from our general fund to support the PBC debt that we owe to the Public Building Commission. The reason that we are requiring this temporary transfer resolution is because of the late audit.
And so this money then would be paid back or put back into the funds after the audit, in theory, is approved?
That is correct.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor of item 8B1B, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Member Lehman?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. As far as items to be presented for information this evening, I'd like to let the committee know that we do have an upcoming special meeting, ideally next Tuesday, for the process of being able to get together and actually approve said incredibly late audit. So we are at a place, so thank you for the hard work of all of those who have put in the extra time to bring us to the place where we are able to get the audit completed, and we'll be able to pass it along into the comptroller's office very soon. So getting these items amended. Also, I just want to let you know that the general report can be found on pages 27 to 36 of the unapproved minutes packet, and I'm happy to answer any additional questions that might be available.
Seeing none, we will move on to item 8C, and that is the Health Committee. Member Byrne was not feeling well and went home this evening, so I will turn this over to his vice chair, Member Hanson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Health Committee brings one item to be presented for action. That is item 8C1A, request approval of a Veterans Care Agreement with the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, and I so move.
Thank you. May I have a second? Second by Member Farley. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor of item 8C1A, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Member Hanson?
The Health Committee has no other items for action tonight, but our general report can be found in the unapproved minutes, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you so much. Moving on to item 8D, Justice Committee, and back to Vice Chair Rogel.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. The Justice Committee has one item to be presented for action, item 8D1A, which is request approval of grant agreement between the State of Illinois, the Illinois Emergency Management Agency, and the Office of Homeland Security in the County of McLean, and I so move.
Thank you. May I have a second? Second by Member Tompkins. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor of item 8D1A, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Vice Chair Rogel?
The Justice Committee has no other items to be presented for action. Our general report can be found on pages 18 through 26 of the unapproved minutes, and I can answer any questions if.
Thank you so much. Moving on to item 8E, in Property Committee. Member Abel is at home and not feeling well, or her son is not feeling well. So I will turn this over to her Vice Chair, and that is Member Lehman.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. The Property Committee has no items to be presented for action this evening. As far as items to be presented for information, you can find our unapproved minutes packet, pages 12 to 17 of the general report, and happy to answer any questions in the meantime.
Thank you so much. Moving on, item 8F, Land Use and Transportation Committee, Member Klein.
Thank you so much, Chairperson Johnston. The Land Use and Transportation Committee has no items for action this evening. Our minutes can be found in the unapproved minutes packet, pages 2 through 6, but I do have one additional bit of information I'd like to share. At our September board meeting, we shared the disappointing news that the U.S. Department of Transportation had withdrawn a $675,000 raised 2024 planning grant that had been awarded to McLean County last summer for the engineering and environmental review phase of the project to complete the final 9 miles of the Route 66 bike and pedestrian trail. I'm very pleased to share a much more positive update today. Governor Pritzker's office recently announced the 2024 Local Project Funding Grant Awards, and McLean County has been selected to receive $1.875 million through the Illinois Department of Transportation's Local Project Funding Grant Program. This is a highly competitive program. IDOT received over 1,900 applications from across the state of Illinois, so we are particularly honored that this project was selected for support. This new grant will replace the funding lost for Phase 1 engineering and environmental review, as well as fund the Phase 2 design, plans, and specifications for the remaining 9 miles of the trail. Completing these phases will make the project quote-unquote shovel-ready and position McLean County very well for future construction grant opportunities. We are deeply appreciative to the support from IDOT and Governor Pritzker's office for this important project, which promotes active transportation, safety, and rural economic development along historic Route 66. And while this new grant moves us forward, we also hope that our federal partners will continue to explore ways to help fund the final construction phases of this trail by seeking funding to replace the grant rescinded last month by the federal government.
Thank you, Member Klein. Moving on, item 8G, the County Administrator, Ms. Taylor.
Thank you, Chair Johnston. I have no items to present to the board for action, but I do have one quick announcement to present for information, and that is to remind everyone that our Behavioral Health Forum is coming up on November 6th from 8 to 3:30. It will be held at Bone Student Center. This is a wonderful opportunity for our community. It's a free training and free lunch, and an opportunity for our community citizens, counselors, probation officers, anyone to attend to receive training in behavioral health. It is free, however, registration is required so they can get the right numbers for lunch. So if you could please go to our website and register for that event, we would love to see you there.
Thank you. Moving on, item 9, other business and communication. 9A is we are looking at a closed session pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C11. Litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of a particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when a public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis of the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. In order to go into closed session, we will need a motion, a second, and a vote if we would like to have the conversation. May I have a motion? Motion by Member Loeffler, second by Member Bell. All those in favor of going into closed session, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And we are now officially in